What's up, guys? Here to hit you with another video. This will be a versus battle, Spider-Man versus Nightwing. Right now, we're going to go over their durability, mainly to try and surprise you and go with something that a lot of people don't really know. Now, to go over something pretty simple, but just to get the point across, all DC characters, their continuity, like so long as it's the mainline version of those characters, all their feats apply due to them being merged into one currently, and all of them having the same sort of feats. So, uh, I believe it was New 52 or Rebirth, where they also have said on multiple occasions that DC, that like all the stories sort of apply, uh, that are mainline universe. Like, for instance, Death of a Family. That story still applies. Or the Judas Contract. That story, again, still applies. So, let's hit you with Nightwing's durability. A lot of Batman's durability feats are all contingent on his armor and everything else. Nightwing's armor isn't all that durable in comparison to Batman's, mainly because more of Nightwing's opponents are more relative to him or physically superior, like Blockbuster. Blockbuster is able to just send Nightwing flying, and it's easier for Nightwing to dodge than Batman, for instance. Killer Croc. Batman has headbutted him and then kicked Killer Croc away. Killer Croc can throw cars and just runs through walls. So Batman is officially above that wall level strength. So, and in terms of just sheer durability, yes, I know it's a feat that was calced on Death Battle, but I don't trust their numbers. And this feat was performed by Batman, but I'll get to it later so everyone knows. But so that way so you can all get to where I'm going. Batman survived this powerful explosion that destroyed several city blocks, and it was the size of a skyscraper. Well, not size, but height-wise, it was the size of a skyscraper, and it was several city blocks long. It overall has, it's calced to be town level in terms of power, and then upscaling, Nightwing is at least one tier ahead of Batman in terms of durability. Uh, and then you have all the Bane versus Batman feats. Killer Croc is able to tear through armored cars, and Bane has repeatedly broken Killer Croc's limbs and also has humiliated Killer Croc on several occasions. Batman can beat the living crap out of Killer Croc just like Bane. Batman also has beat Base Bane on several occasions, and then with Venom, Batman has mollywopped Bane, but they were still sort of relative, with Batman only having the slight advantage. And then he was shot in the back by his dad, but that's a whole nother thing. Batman is effectively above that sort of field of strength. It's he has above building level strength is what I'm getting to. He can't lift a building, but his striking power is getting to the point where it's lowballed to be a small building level. And then you have stuff like where he and then you get to speed. Speed-wise, Batman is able to dodge lasers from Superman. Superman is, yes, these are lasers. Now, why is this Batman scaling important, you might ask? Isn't this a Nightwing video? Well, it's important for a number of things, because Batman has said it himself on multiple occasions, along with people that have fought Batman and Batman tier characters, that Nightwing's better than Batman. It's very much said that Nightwing is superior to Batman in many ways, and even when Nightwing was pretending to be Batman, dressing up in the cape and cowl himself, he has even tricked the Joker, who can tell if someone is Batman or not, just based off of how close Batman and the Joker are. And this is also important for one major reason. Batman versus Deathstroke. Batman needed an electric punch to increase his power to even match Deathstroke's physical strikes. But this attack only knocked out Deathstroke. Deathstroke knocked out Batman at the same time. Now you might be saying, well, electricity would do more than just a normal... Deathstroke is superhuman and gets stronger the more times he's killed. Batman is a normal guy who, well, not normal from what I've shown you and told you before, but he is comfortably shown to survive things that no normal human can, and due to this upward scaling to Batman, guess who Nightwing one-hit KOs? Deathstroke. And although there will be some people saying Deathstroke was still standing, but he says, and I quote, in that same panel, Nightwing yells, "Stay down." Nightwing floors Deathstroke in a single hit. Deathstroke is laying on the ground. Nightwing yells, "Stay down." Deathstroke is bleeding from the mouth. One of his eyes is closed. The other is, eye patch. Hyena says if he does that again, he'll gut this girl. Deathstroke tells Hyena not to. Nightwing won the first round. So, essentially, he's admitting Nightwing essentially killed him. Because I can't see his eyes open, and his eye is still closed in the next little, it's not a frame, but it's a panel. And, yeah, Nightwing is officially superior to Batman. I would say that he's above small building level, mainly due to Batman being able to mollywop Venom enhanced Bane. And then we get into the real crazy stuff with Nightwing. Well, not crazy, but Nightwing is extraordinarily acrobatic, and being able to run around all of Bloodhaven, and get to point A to point B extraordinarily quickly. This is mainly due to his long career as an acrobat and detective, being able to hit a flying target while already moving. The target is moving. Nightwing is moving, and this target can move at subsonic speeds. Nightwing can jump from building to building and jump right into it. It's basically a jet boosted glider. And then for other showings of his skills, he obviously scales above Batman. Batman scales to Wonder Woman in terms of his abilities. Wonder Woman trains with Batman on the regular. Wonder Woman casually beats Ares. Ares, skill-wise, is a master of all forms of combat throughout time and space, and the God realm in DC scales above the Speed Force due to it being higher up on the echelon. There is the realm of the gods. Then there's the order realms, like all the smaller stuff like the pit, and then the Speed Force wall, the Chaos wall, and then there is the Wonder World, and then there's the ordinary array of worlds with the Prime Earth around there, Earth 2, Earth 34, you get the idea. And this essentially puts Batman's skill level above that of basically anyone that doesn't have exceptional abilities, and Batman has mastered all forms of combat. And in a single punch, he can tell if a person has a tongue or not based off of how their fist, how his face, how the opponent's face bounces off his jaw. Then you have the fact that Batman power naps, and by power nap I mean like in 5 minutes he can gain back all his stamina just after 5 minutes. I'm looking at this clock right now, and it is it's close to the 5 minute mark. It's in between 11 and 12, and the clock is constantly getting closer and closer, and until Batman falls asleep, and then in the next panel it hits 12, and then Batman figures out everything during that entire resting phase. So even while he's resting, Batman can do that, and Nightwing scales above Batman, as we've gone through before. Nightwing also has extremistics. These bad boys can produce electricity, and thus they can. And I've looked up how much electricity they can put out. It's about 50,000 volts. That'll be important for later. Now we get into Spider-Man. Spider-Man's durability is insane. I will tell you that. It is ridiculous. Spider-Man's durability is insane. He has shrugged off blows from the Thing, who in the heat of combat when Spider-Man was close to him, he backhanded Spider-Man and sent him flying into a wall, causing even more damage to Spider-Man. But basically, it was just an ordinary hit for Spider-Man, and Thing is around that mountain level strength as he calcs to Titania and She-Hulk. And then we get to one of Spider-Man's most interesting durability feats, Phoenix Force Enhanced Colossus. now you all might say, well, Colossus is, well, city block level. Um, and on a normal day, and has like town level strength. And I do agree with you that Colossus is that strong, but Colossus is not as strong as the Hulk, and the Thing is able to at least put up a fight against Hulk. Colossus, not so much. So I wouldn't say that Spider-Man scales to the Hulk in strength. Colossus doesn't. Spider-Man doesn't. And the Thing does, well, to a degree. And then Colossus come along with other X-Men were humiliated by Spider-Man, but Colossus was able to was one of the X-Men that Spider-Man had a harder time with. With Colossus in this form, being able to just with one punch draw a massive amount of blood from Spider-Man, combine that with his sister Magic jumping Spider-Man as well as Colossus, Spider-Man should be screwed. But the webhead is able to get through it. I would say that Spider-Man has, I wouldn't say mountain level, but I would say high. I would say high. I would say uh, he has low mountain level durability. And yes, you all might say that's more impressive than Nightwing's, but we saw Nightwing's speed, and also I will say Nightwing's speed is more impressive than Spider-Man's. I'll get to that later. With the speed feat of Batman dodging lasers, being pretty much at Batman doing it with ease. Then we get down to Spider-Man smashing a tank into the ground, and him also just doing the same thing with a subway car. Oh wait, no, not a subway car, a part of a train. And then we get into Spider-Man's speed. Spider-Man is able to dodge nine lasers from I think his you say his name like Chase, but he dodged 9 lasers all at the same time from several different angles and was able to not be hit by a single one. Lightmaster came from behind Spider-Man at one point. Spider-Man wasn't even in a fight during this time, and Spider-Man jumped over it, mainly because of his spider sense. But then there is other feats of Spider-Man dodging attacks from Lightmaster. Lightmaster is a character who's comprised of light, and can move around at the speed of light, shoot attacks at the speed of light. Spider-Man can dodge light speed attacks, but they're very narrow. And here's Spider-Man swinging while dodging Lightmaster's attacks, I would say. And then there's more feats of Spider-Man dodging a barrage of lasers alongside another X-Men character named Marrow. And then you have a feat of Spider-Man just blitzing a whole room of armed men, taking them all down with ease, and dodging bullets as well. Even though he doesn't really need to dodge them. He's taken bullets before. I just think that he's worried of it bouncing off of him and killing one of them. But Spider-Man doesn't need to worry about that because he has awesome regeneration. It's not the name of his regenerative abilities, but it is pretty cool. He is able to survive having radioactive material in his body after injecting it through his bloodstream. I will say that again. He went into a lab, found took some radioactive material, put it in this neat little injection gun, and put it in his system. Now, he didn't use a lot, but he used enough to help him win a fight against an energy vampire. This energy vampire, Morlun, is shown to be Spider-Man's physical superior. Although not as fast or agile as Spider-Man, he sends Spider-Man back with several punches and has made Spider-Man bleed in several hits. So with this, Spider-Man has really good forms of regeneration, especially to internal stuff. But then you have weird stuff with his durability, like Electro not even going out offensively against Spider-Man, and Spider-Man touches his back, and Spider-Man is shaking in pain after being zapped by Electro. And I have found that the amount of electricity in that Electro would have, because Electro's origins do differ from every single incarnation, particularly in the Ultimate Universe or in the movies. But in the mainline comics, Electro gets his powers from a power line that you can see outside your house any day. He just gets zapped while on the job. And then from there, Electro learns how to use his powers. And I've learned that the voltage for like common houses is around 2,000 volts. That's not a lot compared to Nightwing's tasers in his extremistics. Then we get on to Spider-Man's abilities. The Spider Sense. It can sense danger of any kind. It doesn't necessarily have to be towards him. It can be to anyone or anything, so long as it's dangerous to him. Like, for instance, there was a guy with a gun in the Daily Bugle, I think. I think that was the label of the place Spider-Man was in when he was dressed up as Peter Parker. He was walking around. And he sensed this guy, he sensed a form of danger. The panel opened up and showed us that the guy had a gun. Spider-Man is able to discern the nature of a threat, based off the severity of the spider sense, and based off the way that it goes, it would tell Peter how severe the threat would be. Spider-Man is able to also tell which direction it is for the spider sense. And with it, he can tell what direction it is. From several blocks away, he has figured out where a crime was taking place, where a bunch of robbers stole money from a bank and were running to their car that was right outside the bank. And yeah, it was just really good for Spider-Man. Now, you might be wondering, well, isn't there some... What is the spider sense connected to? Well, it's connected to a multiversal event called the Web of Life and Destiny, which is also connected to the Spider-Verse, and yeah, that is part of how we got the Spider-Verse. Then we have Spider-Man's web shooters. They carry enough to be able to spray down an entire building in one go and still be useful later on. Spider-Man carries a whole belt with it being able to carry 10 canisters at a time, with each web shooter having two in them, having two canisters, one for extra and one shooting, so it constantly sort of refills and keeps going. And it's strong enough to, well, keep a building together, so that way the police can fire department, and rescue can take care of the building, make sure all the people are safe. And the web fluid dissolves after a few hours. Only people that are stronger than Spider tier type characters can do so. But you might be asking, well, how durable are the web shooters, just in case someone breaks them? Well, we have Punisher shooting them after Spider-Man kicks him away. Or no, he didn't kick him away. It was Punisher jumped off the building and then shot the web shooters while Spider-Man was mid-attack, and they were destroyed. So they're not really all that protective, especially if they were destroyed by a single bullet. Now, you might be thinking, well, what kind of skills does Spider-Man have in a fight? Well, he doesn't really have any combat training. He lost all his training when he was with Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi being a master of all martial arts on Earth. And this was when Spider-Man lost his spider sense. And Peter needed someone to train with, so he relied on his pure reflexes, so he was still at the same speed, but he just didn't have the early warning system he had before. But now that after he got the spider sense back, he stopped training, and he admitted to Shang-Chi that he doesn't practice anymore. Now, time for the verdict. Spider-Man might be physically more durable, might have the edge and strength, but Nightwing also, I do think they have similar physical capabilities. From what Nightwing has shown of how he's superior to Batman, I would say he scales above Batman physically. And to that degree, and from him one-shotting Deathstroke, I will say that that Spider-Man's durability, I don't think he'd be able to harm Spider-Man in one go. But I do think he'd be able to dodge several of Spider-Man's attacks. And also, like, if Spider-Man threw a punch at him, he'd be able to, like, catch it. I think they're equal enough in strength. Or similar in strength. Then there's Spider-Man's regeneration. I do think it's good, but I don't think it's good enough for, Nightwing's electricity. That's the main deal with this, is that Nightwing has grapnel wire, explosives, shuriken, and a bunch of other gadgets that would help him in a fight. Yes, you might argue, well, what about the spider sense? Well, Punisher had his gun out and blasted the bullets at Peter. The spider sense did go off, but Peter, you might argue, well, Spider-Man was running at Punisher. How you can't say that. Well, Peter can dodge. He can use the web shooters to try and zip away. Peter is physically superior to Punisher. an expert marksman blasted them off, someone like Nightwing should be able to do the same, as it is said by many sources that Batman also is a master marksman. Combine that with Nightwing's superior combat skills, Nightwing should be able to take the victory here, considering he has pretty good, he has durability that would allow him to take a bunch of hits from Spider-Man. Combine that with his speed that is comparable, if not even better than Spider-Man's. I don't see the webhead getting out of this. Thank you for watching. Hit that notification button to get new video, to know if I get a new video out. Hit subscribe if you're new. Hit that like button if you really liked it. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye.